How's it going, guys? TacTixHD here, bringing you Season 4 of my NHL 14 GM Mode Expansion Team Series featuring the Hamilton Wolverines. First off, guys, I have to apologize for not having an episode out for a few weeks there. Obviously, everything with NHL 15 and E3 is going on, so the GM modes got pushed back, which, you know, probably isn't acceptable for some of you that were really looking forward to the next episode, so I do apologize for that. Definitely going to try and have at least one out a week, like I said before. I'm going to do my best to, you know, do that for you guys. So, as you can see, here's a quick look at our NHL and AHL lineup. Both look really strong here going into the next season. So, we have yet to make the playoffs. I'm pretty sure last year we made it. You know, we just missed it. The first 2 years, obviously, we bombed being the expansion team, but last year we did pretty decent. So, this year we're going to make the playoffs. That'd be a huge step for us. Right there, guys, I picked up Connor Murphy from waivers, 4-star potential. Figured that was a pretty good ad. Right here, guys, we're at the All-Star break. Nothing really happened for that. Jonathan Toews made as the second-line center from our team, so that was pretty good to see. We didn't have any defensemen make it, and I don't believe we had a goaltender make it, but obviously Jonathan Toews, 92 overall, probably going to make the All-Star team. And over here, guys, at the trade deadline, making a huge offer to Dallas Stars, trading for Jamie Benn, who for whatever reason they were looking to get rid of, and basically just an AHL guy, for Ryan Pollock, 22 years old, 4-star goal potential, my first-round pick in this year's draft, Mark Fane, decent defenseman there, 81 overall, a couple prospects, one's got 3 red star potential, the other's got 2.5-star goal potential, and as you guys are about to see, Dallas actually accepts this deal. So, I mean, a huge deal for us, obviously. Jamie Benn, that's a franchise player, playing on the top line with Toews. I mean, that's just huge for us. Obviously, hopefully we're going to re-sign them. And then I end up just flipping that Conboy guy, the prospect there, for a 4th-round pick. And then right here, guys, adding some depth at center. You know, trying to make a playoff push here, trading Colin Gillies, a prospect in a second, for Mike Fisher. Obviously, Fisher's 83 overall, so you got a bit of overall on Gillies. And the prospect, you know, it wasn't a very good prospect. The 2nd-round pick, though, was a good amount to give up. And then right here, guys, another waiver pickup, Duncan Siemens, 4-star goal potential, so another really good waiver pickup there. Our defensive prospects can be amazing. So here, guys, we're actually a point out of the playoffs, 1 game remaining. If we win, we're in. If we lose, we're out. So we're down 1-0 here. I'm simulating through, down 2-0 here, hoping to get a goal. But you can see we get one there, making it 2-1. Then right there we get another, making it 2-2, and then in overtime we get the 3rd goal there to win and move on to the playoffs. So our playoffs hopes came down to 1 single game. That's how close it was. Like I said, we had to win that one, or we were out, and we ended up winning. So that was a huge for us. As you guys can see, Toews, Hagelin, and Draisaitl were our top 3 scorers this year. I'm really happy to see Draisaitl scoring that much. 57 points, 77 games. Not too bad at all for second line center. Really hoping he can gain some potential. Also, Mantha in the AHL tearing it up. 75 points in 76 games. Right there you guys can see Badan. 31 points in 60 games. Not too bad at all for a defenseman. Bennett there, only 20 games played. We had 21 points in 20 games, so averaging more than a point per game. So a lot of our main prospects that we're going to try to build this team around in the future, playing quite well in the AHL. Probably got to get some more of them some time on ice, but besides that, you know, they're all looking really well. And as you can see in this series here, we actually went up 2-0 in the series. That other game was the last game of the series. It's kind of funny how we played Carolina, make it to the playoffs, then played Carolina in the first round. So I believe we're up 2-1 here, and over here we get a big win, giving us the 3-1 series lead. So one more win here, as well. Our AHL team, like always, made the playoffs. They're going up against the Springfield Falcons. I'm pretty sure the games were actually lining up exactly with the NHL games, so I was just simming AHL games while I simmed the NHL games. And as you guys can see, I actually beat the Carolina Hurricanes there to move on to the next round of playoffs. So pretty good first playoff appearance as well. Our AHL team moved on, beating the Springfield Falcons. So both teams moving on to the second round, which is really good to see. In the second round here, we're actually playing the New York Rangers, so that's going to be a tough matchup. And the AHL team is playing the Norfolk Admirals, so that's also a very tough matchup. Unfortunately, went down early there in the series against New York, losing the first game 4-1, and we're obviously away. We're a pretty low seed. Luckily, though, we won that second game there 4-3, so that was a big win for us, tying the series up at 1 apiece. AHL team's just steamrolling the other team, I'm pretty sure, winning every game. And as you guys can see, we actually ended up winning that second game there 4-2, giving us a 2-1 series lead. Like I was saying, the AHL team, all they're doing is winning. That's pretty much, they won the first series in 5. Looks like they're 2-0 or 3-0 in this next series. As you can see, we lost on that one there, the Rangers, though, tying up at 2 apiece. So like I said, a very, very close series here. Looking for the 5th win here to give us the series lead going into the 6th game. And as you guys can see, we did get that, winning 2-1. So 1 win away here from the conference finals would be huge in our first playoff appearance to make it all the way to the conference finals. And as you guys can see, we actually didn't end up winning in overtime in the 6th game to take the Rangers in 6. So it's a big win for us. And as you guys can see, we're actually now going up against the Montreal Canadiens. And this is a big game for us, obviously. This is the conference final here, going up against the Montreal Canadiens, trying to make it to Stanley Cup final in our first playoff appearance. That'd be insane. So as you guys can see, double overtime. I end up tying up the series with Montreal, 1 apiece. And so like I was saying, guys, Eastern Conference Finals, if we can beat Montreal here, go to the Stanley Cup final, first year in the playoffs, would be amazing. Unfortunately, that second game there fell 5-2, so that was a tough one there. AHL team, like I said, guys, the simulations were lined up perfectly, but AHL team just keeps winning. They're gonna make it to the final for sure. Unfortunately, though, we lost another game there to Montreal, so now we're down 3-1. We have to win the next 3 games in a row to move on. So it's definitely gonna be a tough challenge for us. But as you guys can see, I was looking at the AHL team there. The first series we won in 5, the second series we swept, and the third series we swept. So the AHL team is just on a roll. Unfortunately, though, right there you guys can see that 2-1 loss to Montreal. We are eliminated, or sorry, not eliminated. 3-1 down there. I don't know why. I thought Montreal had another win on us, but as you guys can see, I probably spoiled it there. In this last game here, tied up 2 apiece, going to the third, lost 3-2, and right there we are eliminated 4-1 in the 5th game of the series. But I think that's still a really good playoff showing for us. First time in the playoffs as an expansion team. We made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, lost to Montreal. It was a really good team by this point, 3 years in. Got Chenyok, Subban, Price, that just Gallagher. That team has really all their players in their prime. But anyway, guys, right here, our AHL teams in the AHL final, and right here just doing some scouting. Obviously don't have a first or second round pick this year, unfortunately, because of the Ben and Fisher trades, but our NHL team did quite well, so I think those trades are worth it. And as you guys can see, ended up just going through this AHL. You guys can see we just keep winning, going up against the Milwaukee Admirals here. And right now we're actually down 1-0 beginning of the 3rd period. Looks like we might lose for the first time, and they actually get the better of us. So I think that's the first time we lost since the first round. Like I said, we swept both the 2nd and 3rd round. And then the reason I'm simulating these period by period, guys, I'm actually trying to jump in here to see us winning. But as you can see, the Admirals actually came back. We were up 3-1. They tied it up 3-3. So we're in the 7th game here of the AHL final. Up 3-0 beginning of the 3rd period. Now it's 3-1. Game's pretty much decided, though, so with 2 minutes left here, I jump in to make sure I can see this celebration, maybe play with these guys a bit. Obviously, the team looks pretty good. We got Bedan there, the goalie there, 80 overall. He's playing really well. And right here, guys, Joey Hishon on the puck. Nice little deke there, then goes bottom corner. I thought that was a sick goal. I caught that with like 2 minutes left, and so we ended up winning that game 4-1. So a huge win there for the AHL team. I'm pretty sure we won last year. Because it was like a few weeks ago I did that video, I honestly forget, but I'm pretty sure we won last year. If that's the case, our AHL team just unstoppable. Kunakl played really well for us. Mantha played really well. Joey Hishon, I don't know if you guys probably didn't remember, but during the regular season for the AHL, I think he only had like 3 games played, a couple points. He ended up being our leading scorer for the playoffs in the AHL. A ton of games played, so it's really good to see from him. And obviously, right here we got Kunakl, our captain, hoisting the cup. A bunch of guys played really well, so hopefully some guys can make the jump. Eric Wellwood, for instance, could possibly play a 4th line for us. A lot of guys, could do something. Satiri there, he's probably going to stay in the AHL, but good to see, him playing well for us in the playoffs. So right there, guys, we got our famous picture there, winning the Calder Cup. Would have liked to be the Stanley Cup this year, but still, we got to be proud of the boys in both the NHL and the AHL. Joey Hishon, Satiri, and Mantha were our 3 stars of the game, so 3 probably the game breakers for us in the entire playoffs. And right here, guys, they look at our scoring leaders for the NHL playoffs. As you can see, Taves and Draisaitl at the top. Like I said, I think I'm expecting big things for Draisaitl. Some people didn't agree with him as being my first-round pick, or my first-round pick in our first year, but he's looking really good for us. Joey Hishon there, like I was saying, guys, top of the scoring there. Clark, Lowry, Mantha, Kunakl, all up there as well. So a lot of good things to look forward to here. In the AHL, Petan there, only 4 games played in the playoffs for us. The one that counted though was the game, the game where we won. As you guys can see, retired players here. Pavel Datsyuk retired. That's a huge name. Mike Fisher also retired. So I didn't think he was going to retire. He was only like 34, I think, when we traded for him. So that kind of sucked. That makes the trade not look so good. It's hard to tell if they're retired. Like sometimes I traded for Solani one time. He was 40. He ended up playing until he was like 43. So it's really hard to tell when a guy's going to retire. Luckily they do make it. They don't retire the same year every time, as well as I'd be just kind of cheating knowing when everyone will retire. But it is hard to call sometimes. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you get unlucky. So guys, we had no first or second. We did have 2/3 though. So with our first 3rd round pick, I'm pretty sure I go with this Brad Morrison guy. He's a 2nd or 3rd round pick. 2-star green potential. Hopefully it turns out to be a bit more for us. He's a center. He looks decent, and I figured he would be the best player to take at that spot, as those other guys there with 2.5-star potential. I think I could have gotten a later round. So right there, you guys can see. Oh, sorry, I ended up going with that Ghoul guy. My bad. I don't know, guys. And then we go with Malone there with our 2nd pick. So I think we got a couple decent picks there in the 3rd. Obviously, we gave up a lot to add some players there for that playoff push. So here, guys, we're in the re-sign phase. Trying to re-sign pretty much everybody. Jamie Benn, obviously, that's a huge name we have to re-sign. You guys probably didn't notice either, but in the NHL playoffs, Jamie Benn was not there. He was actually After we traded for him, I think the second or third game he played, he got injured, and he ended up being injured for like 4 months, so he was out the rest of the year and the playoffs, which really sucked. So like both of our deals kind of ended up sour. The Jamie Benn one I think was a really good steal for us for the future, but in regards to that year, he played like 3 or 4 games, got injured, was out the rest of the year and the playoffs. So that was that's just horrible. And then obviously Mike Fisher retiring. So sometimes you get unlucky, sometimes you get lucky. So we'll see what happens. Mantha still only a 75 overall. I don't know what's going on with him. He's getting minutes in the AHL. He's absolutely killing it. For whatever reason, he's just not sometimes guys take longer to develop, and he just hasn't been developing for us. I think he's been gaining a steady 1 overall every year, but I'm really waiting for him to make that 80 overall push where we can finally get him in the NHL lineup. Obviously, that's what we were hoping for when we made that big deal with him with Detroit, I think in our first season. Griffin Reinhardt's another guy, 72 overall. We re-signed him, obviously, 4.5-star potential. He's still, I don't even think he's getting minutes in the AHL. Probably have to bump that up for him to gain his potential, but there's other guys with probably 4-star potentials, half a star less than him, high 70s, so it's hard for him to gain that potential, gain that ice time. So right here, guys, re-signing Darcy Kuemper there, 77 overall, decent AHL goalie. End up letting go Satiri, even though he won us the AHL Cup, simply because he was more money, so I was like, whatever. Also, guys, right there, made a huge signing, adding TJ Oshie for $5 million. Right here, guys, I also added a couple AHL goalies, Shovel Day there for 68 overall, and then that other prospect was 50 something, but he had 3-star green, so I figured I'd add him. Curtis McKenzie there, 78 overall for a little over $1 million. So some pretty decent ads in the free agency. Obviously, TJ Oshie, our big ad. Jamie Benn, Jonathan Toews, TJ Oshie as a first line is just gonna be sick. Right here, guys, obviously look at all the award winners from the NHL season. I think we actually won 1 award this year. Maybe I'm wrong. There we go. The Selk Trophy. Jonathan Toews took it home. Obviously, the best defensive forward. So that's good to see. AHL, we took home a ton of hardware. Obviously, winning the Calder Cup, winning our division for the most points in the year, winning our conference in the playoffs. Anthony Mantha there got an award for the most points scored in the American Hockey League. That's sick. He also won the league MVP for the AHL. So like I said, don't know how Anthony Mantha's not at least a mid-80 now. He's tearing it up. Satiri there got an award, so maybe I probably should have kept Satiri opposed to Kuemper. But like I said, Satiri was asking for a bit much more money, and he was only 1 overall higher, so I said screw it. Keep Kuemper. Like I was saying, guys, that first line there, absolutely dirty, I think. Ben Toews, Oshie as well, you guys can see. McDavid, now 82 overall, making the NHL lineup finally at the second line center. Draisaitl there on the third line, so 3 really good centers, I think, playing for us as well. Our AHL team, we got Mason Raymond there, we got Morin, we still got Mantha there, we got Kuhnhackl. The AHL team looks really strong. Conan's now 81 overall. We also got a bunch of high 70s. So, I mean, our AHL and NHL team both look really good going into this next year. Also, guys, as you can see, we're 4.5 stars throughout. So, hopefully next year we can make another run at the Stanley Cup and, just see how far we can make this expansion team go. Besides that, guys, that's it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
It's the kind of beat that go.